What is good, my anime people? What is good, yo? Guys, with what we've been getting, I am pretty excited to see the future of Plunderers. Not only is it giving me vibes that something really bad is always bound to happen in this show, even when the good times are rolling. Um, I just have come to the conclusion that I'm not gonna let the show think it can trick me anymore, right? But of course, this episode is one of those ones where they want you to relax, they want you to chill and not really think about it because a whole lot is happening. And not only is it happening, we get a little bit of a confirmation that from the beginning of the show, hearing about this girl looking for him and knowing the woman that actually sent her, Ace has been playing it coy the whole time when it comes down to as if he didn't know who she was, who this girl was that she was sent, why would she send her, all this different stuff. And he kind of just played the part of being like, oh yeah, I don't know why you would do that, or who you are, who that person is that sent you, all this different stuff. So to get confirmation that he does know, I am honestly not surprised just by the way his character really is. And another reason why he didn't look at someone he cared about for over 300 years. He didn't show his face to her, and that was mainly only due to the fact that he didn't know what type of face to make when being around her and whatnot. So it's these types of things that we learn the most about Lich, and what really kind of pushes him forward, as it just feels right to know that there's a whole bunch of information that he's just withholding, and he's only doing that because he thinks it's the right thing to do, right? Like, he thinks that's the only true way of doing things, because that's just how he's been handling stuff. He's only handled things by himself his whole life practically, so why is this any different? Why shouldn't he just handle it any way that he sees fit? So it's getting ridiculously interesting when it comes down to not only the backstory, but just what will become of the world and what's actually going on in the background while we are watching Lich and his company do what they're doing. There's just small details, right? Very small details, and I apologize if I spoil the previews for you or whatever if you don't watch the previews and you just wait for the episodes. But the previews is more or less giving me that idea that the background noise is getting a lot closer to becoming a lot louder to hear, when it comes down to not only are we seeing the person that did the blood with Lich to make him as powerful as he is, we're seeing that someone else is accompanying that person. I think his name's like Shepard or Sherman or something. But someone else is with him that I did not expect to see, which I'm kind of not surprised, because now it just goes to show that all four of the created aces at the time, or like the backup aces to Lich when he was doing it all by himself, Rito, all of them have survived, right? Like, we already know that one of them was the guy with the scar on his face. Excuse me. The guy with the scar with his face, who was already, who's the one who taught Jail everything he knows, like his fighting style and stuff like that. Pretty much adopting him, and I think he did adopt him, not pretty much. He did adopt him and made Jail his son. And then on the flip side, we have the girl who came and actually showed us the true colors of Ace, and just what the heck he's actually done to get by in the war, and to get by for 300 years of just battling and stuff. What did he do? How did he do it? And we learn very quickly how powerful you have to be to even be capable of doing what he did back then. And then to think that people have only gotten a little bit stronger thanks to these numbers just goes to show you how much he's continued to push forward his growth and made sure to keep up with at least being on point, because as you saw, they weren't doing anything for 300 years seemingly, right? Like they were just existing, in my opinion. So if that's the case, we'll just have to see what else they were existing for at that point, because how I see it, not many people probably remember them around, and because of that, it's looking more or less like there's not many people that they have to really disappoint and stuff like that, so they kind of just get to live this carefree life until now more people have actually come into their life that they actually want to protect. They actually want to see, have futures and stuff, and by being with them and being around them, those futures might not be as plausible with the threats that they'll have to face just by being with Ace, let alone the girl who sent them into the past in the first place. And I just want to bring out one small topic or small detail that the show is doing is the numbers on our girl who was visiting the past and stuff, they're disappearing. So all of a sudden, she was at 57 when she first did something before the jail got into her room to talk to her. And then when we look at her after that, she was at 56. And for some reason, it kept going down. And we have gotten zero explanation, to the point now I'm concerned about it because she doesn't even have the star on her face anymore. Which, what we saw the star appear on with Lich is his sword. He has it on a weapon. Why does she have this ace star on her body, right? Like, she's like infused with the ballot or something along those lines. And if that's the case, why is it that her number goes down and she has the other number of 77 still when she serves people and they say her food is good, or like smile at her food, or I forget what it was. But her big overall ace number, this big star on her eye, has continuously degraded into this point where it now doesn't even exist. Or maybe it didn't exist last week's episode. I am very curious now as well in that, but such a small little detail bringing to a conclusion probably bigger, or maybe it doesn't mean much, but it feels like it should mean something, right? So with all that being said, everybody, I hope you have an amazing day, night, evening, whatever the case may be. I do want to try to get the basketball show out to you guys as well, so I hope you guys get both of those today before my work starts, so I'll try to get that to you. With all that being said, though, take care and peace.